Hi, you've come to Bev's Kitchen. Now tonight we're going to show you how to marinate and prepare a pork loin. Now this is what this is. It's a piece of meat and you can get it at Sam's Club or you can get a smaller one. We're going to cut it like this. Okay? Now, there we go. So we cut it in half, and we're going to marinate this half of meat into this. I'm going to put it in the pan here, and we're going to marinate this. And set the other one aside for now. Now, this I'm doing because I thought, you know what? There's a lot of people that's bought a lot of meat, and they're probably not used to cooking because everybody goes out. And then they had to go buy freezers because they didn't have freezers. So that tells me that they're not used to storing meat or food in their house very long periods of time. So I thought, what other way could I help and be a blessing? Well, this is what I thought. Everybody, there's a lot of people that like my cooking. So I thought, you know what? And I've had a lot of people ask me for recipes and different things. So here I am. This is your opportunity to learn how to marinate a piece of meat. Okay, so we're going to do pork tonight, and I'm going to show you this one recipe, and then I've got several others that we'll just start. And I thought, you know, what a better time to start this little YouTube channel, Bev's Cooking, than tonight, because I had nothing else to do. I'm kidding. Okay, I have lots to do. Anyway, all right, so this particular seasoning is a Pappy seasoning, and I get this when I go out to California because I know where it's at and I visit my kids, and that's where I get this, but I think you can get it online. And then this is my go-to, is the rosemary garlic. I love rosemary garlic. You will love it too. Well, many of you love it because you've had my tri-tip and other things. Okay, and then I have this other stuff that I use. It's brown sugar bourbon, and it's very tasty as well, and it's good for several different meats. And then, of course, you have to have black pepper. It is an essential to have in your kitchen. And that is where I start for the seasoning. And then we're going to marinate it in a roasted raspberry chipotle. And sorry, I moved that kind of fast, didn't I? And then my very favorite sauce is my Yoshida sauce. Now, I'm going to get a mixing can here, a little bowl that we can mix our stuff up in. Do you have this many mixing bowls? You need at least one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus a couple bigger ones. And so we're going to start with this one. Okay, so you want to pour about a cup in here, about a cup. I'll come on this side, make it a little easier. And then you want to try the and again, if you're allergic to raspberry, do not use raspberry. I'll tell you something else in a little bit you can use. And it's really good too. So you just do a couple of shakes, maybe about half a cup or so. And don't ask me to measure. You're going to have my same hand, I guess. It's going to be kind of difficult, that part, but you can learn this. Okay, so you just stir that in. Now, we're going to get a can of mushroom soup. Just a moment. A can of mushroom soup. Now, I like Campbell's. If you like the generic, feel free to get the generic. And you can go with that if that's what you like. However, there's some things that I don't like to get the generic of, and that is one thing is soup. Okay? Now, we're going to stir that up, mix it up, and also, I'm doing it to where you can freeze it like this and just bring it out, thaw it out, and put it in your pan. And you want to put it in a baking dish with foil, wrap it up in foil, seal the ends, and and then before you put it in the oven. Don't put it in the oven without putting it in foil. I should show you that, huh? Might should show you that. But anyway, we're gonna go back to this, and you wanna make sure your hands are clean or wear gloves, one or the other. Okay, so first off, you just wanna put all the stuff on here, flip it over, put some more, watch your toes. Okay, and then you wanna put some garlic, rosemary garlic on it. Yes, a little more. Yum, yum, yum. And then you want to put a little pepper. Just cover the top of it. And then put some of your brown sugar bourbon on it. You don't put as much of that on there as other things. So now you've got this all together. Now, what I'm going to do is put this in a plastic bag, a freezer bag, and I'm going to put the juice on top of it and put it in the freezer to freeze. And that way, in a few days, you can bring it out, open the bag, let it thaw out, open the bag, and don't open the bag until after it's unfrozen and thawed out. And then you're going to put it, and make sure you get a baking dish about this size, okay? At least, big enough to put your meat in, okay? And you want to cover that with foil. Okay, so you want to cover it in foil, and enough foil, like that, okay? So you want to put your meat in there after it's thawed out, and if you're going to cook it fresh, you just put it like this. Just put that in there, and then you cover it. Oh, there's one other thing. If you want to get a little bit extra flavor and a little extra, it helps it makes the meat a little juicier, you use a little bit of chicken broth. Let me get that, hold on a moment. Okay, so now you get some chicken broth, and again, you put about a half a cup or so of chicken broth in your mix. And you mix that all up, and you're thinking, I don't know about all those flavors, but I'm telling you, is it good, Rachel?
Totally amazing.
And then you just pour this over your meat. I'm not going to pour it in here this time because I'm going to put this in a freezer bag. So you pour that over your meat, and then you seal it top and side so it's all enclosed. All right? It's really simple. So you make sure that you have enough room to where you can fold it in on the ends, and make sure that you seal it really good. And then you're going to cook it for 3 hours. Roll it down like this until it gets down, and then you come over here and you tuck in your corners, okay? You tuck in your corners real good so nothing seeps out. Okay, so you do that on both ends, and then you're with this sauce inside, and then it's ready to cook. Now, you cook that at 350 for 3 hours, and it will be so tender it will melt in your mouth. Now let me show you a little bit of the finished product. Let me in the oven for a second. Smell that? Now, with what I just showed you, when you cook it, there's your roast. And when you're done, it will be so tender, it will flake with a fork. Let's taste it. Oh, yum, yum. That is so good. Mmm, so tasty. Okay, so when you're cooking, you will have enough sauce over out of your pan when you cook, bring it out of the oven, that you will have enough gravy for your meat. And you want to save that gravy, extra gravy, for your leftovers, and you put that in the refrigerator and you just pour it over your meat when you warm it up. Somebody had taken the gravy and put it over something else earlier today, so I didn't have any leftover gravy. I won't say who did that, but anyway, I wonder who did that. Her name might be Patton. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. All right. So that is what and how you marinate your meat. Very, very simple. You can do this, I guarantee you. And while that's cooking in the oven, you can make your mashed potatoes and a vegetable, or baked potatoes and vegetable, or no potatoes, depending on what you want. But who doesn't like mashed potatoes? Everybody loves mashed potatoes. That's a good staple, let me tell you. Anyway, and those are easy to make too. We're not gonna make them tonight, but maybe another night we'll do some mashed potatoes, because some people don't really know how to make them. But that's okay, we'll teach you. All right, folks, that's your first and little short clip of how to marinate a pork roast or pork loin. And then it's very simple. And you know what? Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.